I'll read you guys' comments in a sec. Let's let me like absorb this ending. Let me like absorb the story so that I can like fully talk about it. We'll say. We'll just say. Cause fingers, yep. Got her fucking fingers bit off. Anyway, just run. Just run up, just get to the fucking barn. I'm curious. It wouldn't be muted. Just because you're missing 2 fingers doesn't mean you would fuck. That's a mute. That's not a missing By the way, there's actually a famous guitarist who only had 3 fingers and who played the fucking guitar with 3 fucking fingers. So it's like
What are you drinking?
Coffee.
it's late at night. Oh, whatever. I guess people do that.
Where'd you get that?
Those people that came through last week.
Oh.
A little embarrassed as to what I had to trade to get it, but it's not bad.
I had Seth under control.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I know.
And you need to stop harassing Jesse about my patrols.
Okay. Dina. Is she your girlfriend?
No, that was just one kiss. It doesn't mean anything. I don't know why she did that.
But you do like her.
So stupid.
I have no idea what that girl's intentions are, but I do know that she would be lucky to have you.
You're such an asshole.
I'm not trying to.
I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered. But you took that from me.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
Yeah. I don't think I can ever forgive you for that. But I would like to try.
I like that.
Okay. I'll see you around.
Yep.
You see how sad this game is, guys? You see how sad this is? They were gonna make up. This entire time we thought that they were fighting, but no, they were gonna make up. But like, oh, but she lost her chance to make up, and that's why she was so angry. And she can't play guitar anymore. Her dad taught her how to play guitar, and she can't play guitar anymore. You see how sad this is? All right, what did I miss? What are you guys saying? Got through that. Tiny details don't matter when you're talking to 300 plus Game of the Year awards. Game got Druckmann is God. You just can't accept that. I mean, yes, totally. Druckmann is just the greatest fucking director of all time, and he deserves all the praise. I have the high ground, Anakin. I swear the story. At least we get the wet t-shirt fight. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll save you just to fight you, right? I'll save you just to fight you. Like, because she's never once shown herself to be that kind of character where, like, you know, I have to fight you honorably. You know, even though I've been sneaking around, stabbing people from the back, cutting people's throats off, throwing traps and blowing people up. No, we got a mano. Let's go. What? You know, like, okay. It's been a while. I haven't played MGS4 in a while, but I will defend that fight. That fight was actually really fucking awesome, and it makes sense, you know? The fact that, like, it was Liquid Snake, or, well, technically it wasn't even Liquid Snake, it was actually a Revolver Ocelot trying to fight, and prove his worth against Solid Snake. And I think, like, there was meaning behind why they had to, fight hand to hand. CQC was something that was brought up like through Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear Solid 4, like, you know, how important being taught CQC was. Let's see, Abby has way too much energy to, like, that's what I was saying the entire time. Like, she was literally tied up, starving for at least a couple of days, if not at least for a while. And the fact that, like, she was like, yep, like, she was still kicking Ellie's ass, like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. Watching crackheads fight over a piece of, oh, Jesus, I mean, kind of. Exactly, this is what makes me think that Druckmann thinks he's on the same level as Kojima, but he's, so, I'll say this, I said this earlier, I'll say it again, it's come out on record that Druckmann made this game with the intention to model it, okay, how do I say this? He was inspired by Metal Gear Solid 2. I was saying this earlier, and he saw Metal Gear Solid 2, and all of the promotion, all of the marketing for Metal Gear Solid 2 was conveying to the audience and to the player that you were going to be playing as Snake, but instead you ended up playing as Raiden for the majority of the game. So that was a big subversion of expectations. However, without going into too much detail, Metal Gear Solid 2 did that with a purpose, and one of the main themes of Metal Gear Solid 2 is the I'm forgetting what the words are, but basically it's the influence of media and how it can be very influential, but also how fake it can be. So all of that was done with a purpose and in service to the main theme of Metal Gear Solid 2. This game does it just to subverts your expectations for the sake of subverting your expectations. It doesn't service the theme of the story whatsoever. And that's kind of the other problem with this game, is that it has a mess of themes. Even though it's like, hatred is bad, revenge is bad, but then we kind of go flippy-floppy all over the place doing what for, and none of the characters really follow this theme very properly. Anywho. Let's go hand in hand, Darwin. Stop game, uninstall. What's the point of this fight? Quick application. Oops, quit application. Don't forget to cut your disk in half after. I would love to, but it's not my copy, unfortunately. I want to so badly, but it's not mine. Let's see. And that makes it even better because it's my friends. Nice. I just gonna tag a group of people to kill you. You dead to rights, but I decide not to. That's the whole thing. It's just like, even if we completely ignore the Ludo narrative dissonance, even if we ignore the fact that gameplay has you fighting hordes of people and just murdering them left and right, and you know, she decides not to, even within the context of the cutscenes, even within the context of the storyline, she has no reason to stop. Nothing about her remembering Joel should have led her to the decision to, like, oh, I shouldn't kill you anymore. In fact, in a lot of ways, it should still fuel her more. That last cutscene that we saw, the whole, like, her whole remembering, like, oh, I remember that, you know, I was gonna everything was gonna be good with me and Joel. That should be like, she should be thinking about Abby like, you took that away from me. You took away my chance to reconcile with my surrogate father. You took away the opportunity I had to regain this relationship that I had. There's nowhere in the storyline, just the cutscenes themselves. If we just ignored all gameplay and just focused only on cutscenes, none of it would explains why she makes this decision, and that's why it's bad. Let's see, this stream is sponsored by Honey, a great browser extension. This is better comedy than 99% of comedies released. I mean, you ain't wrong. Was that an advertisement? Best comment by far. True, she has fingers on it, but not good. I mean, like, okay, like, the whole guitar thing. I mean, I play a little bit of guitar, not a lot of guitar. Like, the fact that it comes out as a, I just dropped my pick. The fact that it comes, I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but like, that's an open note, right? An open note. This is a mute, A mute is something you specifically do where you have to hold down the string while you're strumming it. She's missing 2 fingers, right? So if she were to play like that whatever the fuck chord, let's just say she's trying to play a G chord, okay? You need your pinky, or at least your ring finger, to hold down the high E string in order to play, or you can do the B and E string to play the G chord, right? If you're missing those 2 fingers, it's still an open chord. You can still play it. You would not hear a mute. You would not hear any kind of mute because your fingers are fucking there. Anyways, tangent. Let's see. Let's see. I love you, Troy Baker. I mean, Troy Baker is a really good actor. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's see. Honestly, that would have been the better ending. At least sacrifice for the cure. Nope, we get the Last of Us part. Bleh. Her trying to play the guitar is exactly like killing Abby. Tries to give Chef's kiss, man. I like that. So we done? We done? Yes, we are done, Reiki. That is the end of The Last of Us Part 2, and I am done. I am done with this game. It is terrible. Imagine if she fought everyone that same way she fought Abby in their last fight. How is no one I was capping with that MGS4 comment. Oh, were you? Let's see, but instead we all got shafted and had to play as Raiden and hearing non-stop info about the Patriots instead. So that's actually the point. Like, that's part of the subversion and part of the main themes is that again, this whole idea of how media influences you and how essentially like Raiden's entire background is that he was basically being force fed by the AI to believe what he was believing and fighting what he was fighting. I don't know the details, unfortunately, but I know that there's a lot of good videos that actually talk about the core theme of MGS2, which I think is worth getting into. I'm turning this down. Let's see. I defend MGS2. That game was still no, dude. MGS2 is a really, really good game. It's one of those things where the subversion turned people off, but then given time, as the subversion settled and you gave it its actual worth, you realize that MGS2 is actually a really good game. Then you dig deeper into it, you find out that everything that was done with purpose and with meaning. So no, MGS2 is definitely a great game. I should go back. I do want to go back and play it. Actually, I own the entire MGS the MGS collection, so I would love to actually do a full playthrough of that if I have the time. Pirates deserve more money than this. I mean, right? Like, we should be paid to pirate this game. Let's see. And I thought the BioShock Infinite had really bad Ludo narrative dissonance. That game was too goddamn takes. I mean, I have to go back and finish, or I have to replay Infinite. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I was really turned off by the ending as well. I just kind of enjoyed it for what it was, for the ride. I also played it in one single sitting, so I might have just been really fucking loopy at the end of the game, and that's probably why like I was fine with it for the most part. But I didn't like the ending. I thought the ending didn't. It was another just like emotional ending just to force emotion into the story. It didn't service anything really. It didn't service any of the themes. It didn't service any of the characters. It was just like, you're the bad guy. Ha 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 ha. Okay, but I didn't finish the DLC. I did want to finish the DLC to see if that actually changed anything in terms of my my opinion. Let's see. I thought that BioShock. I know I play. We can't hear. Oh, you can't hear. Okay. Don't toss your guitar. Don't. I didn't toss my guitar. Wait, more. If you're not cutting the disc in half, might as well break your guitar on stream for all of us to enjoy. Content you always that much. Maybe. Raiden wasn't cool till 4. I mean, like, that wasn't the point. The point wasn't to make him cool. The point was that, it was to subvert expectations and also to kind of... I'm not the right person to ask. I only know it on a surface level, at least the deeper themes of MGS2. So you probably have to ask someone else who knows better than I do. But I think Raiden's fine the way he is in MGS2, basically. Long story short. I can't think I better in Revengeance. Give me your top MGS games from 1 through 5. He's almost caught up. As your mod, I advise going against breaking your PS4. I mean, I would rather not. I already went through one PS4 controller. Amazingly, actually, I've only gone through one. The right trigger got fucked up. My original one, the spring broke. And then even after I removed the spring, eventually it just got super sticky, so I couldn't use it anymore. So this is actually my second one. Top MGS. I would say a toss-up between 3 and 4. Unfortunately, I never played 5. I should really play 5. I just haven't gotten around to it. And just, I don't know, there's no interest really for some reason. I really should, but it's an interesting one. I think it's interesting more so in what it conveys about Kojima than it does about the MGS series as a whole, due to the fact of how hard, or due to the production woes of MGS5. Because it kind of went through a lot of problems. I think that's the reason why. And also, like, right as it came out, Kojima had the falling out with Konami. So it's an interesting case study. I mean, MGS3 is definitely up. Yeah, that's why I like. It's a toss-up for me between MGS3 and MGS4. I love, like, MGS3's story was just amazing, and MGS4's I think actually tied it all together really, really well as well. The Pachinko games are really up there.
I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, guys. I've kind of. I mean, it was. But I don't think that was a problem. That was the kind of game that Kojima wanted us to play. I still think that it managed to utilize the interactivity well enough. That's debatable. But for me, you don't necessarily like. I mean, my favorite kind of video games are RPGs, especially JRPGs, which are a lot of talking and a lot of menus. To a lot of people, that's not really gaming in and of itself. So my bar for the requirements of what a game is much lower than other people. So yeah, no, I think that's fine. I think that's fine overall, to be quite honest.
I'll soon be free from earthly trial.
Why are they playing this song? Why aren't they playing the song, like, you know, If I Ever Lose You? Or is that the song?
In the old churchyard.
Oh yeah, totally. It's Metal Gear Survive, best Metal Gear of all times.
Of self-denial.
I mean, I think I've kind of made myself clear. I don't know if there's anything else I can really say about this game, other than, like,
I'm going there
it's just.
to see my Savior. I'm going there.
Well, that's the thing, is that so the subtlety of that scene. So that's a really good scene. Like, I'm not gonna bash on something that actually is done really well. That's a very well directed and really well acted scene. And not even a relatively decently written. I mean, it's not the greatest written scene I've ever heard, but it the writing serviced what they were trying to convey in terms of the feelings. And the idea is that she says that she can't, but she wants to. She wants to try. And I think the whole putting down of the guitar is kind of signify her letting go of Joel and moving on with her life. Like, that's what that's supposed to signify, but it doesn't work, as you kind of are pointing out. Like, the memory of Joel should, like, still live within her in terms of her, you know, honoring his memory by continuing to play the guitar, even if she is missing 2 fingers. Like I said, there's actually a famous guitarist who only had 2 fingers. No, I do not want to play New Game Plus, and I don't think I ever will. So yeah, so like it's an okay scene. I already started writing my rewrite for the outline. If you guys want to check it out, it's only like 1 paragraph at the moment, but I'll post it up on the Discord. By the way, everyone else is here. Chatter, Bamboozled, Pickle. If you are interested in joining the Discord, we do have one. If you want to like join in on chats and conversations. Let's see. All right, let me copy the link. So, post it up on the Discord. Thank you so much, Akanoga. You are the best. It's over in Gen Chat, so you want to check that out. FF14's walled. I mean, like, right? 14 has so much text. It's kind of crazy. Anywho, yeah, the biggest problem is the jumping between characters. If they wanted to do this dual protagonist thing, then they should have bounced the protagonist. They shouldn't have done this like half the game Ellie, second half of the game Abby, and then like epilogue as Ellie, because it kind of gives you a bit of whiplash in terms of trying to figure out like who you're trying to root for, and even then, like you don't feel firmly cemented in like I'm rooting for this person or I'm rooting for that person based on the merits of this game alone. So subtracting out, which I mean I've mentioned many times, is really hard to do, but trying to subtract the events of The Last of Us 1 away and your like connection with Ellie from that game, and only taking on the merits of what happened in The Last of Us 2 alone, they're just like there's just nothing to really hold yourself to either character. Obviously with Abby, and it just like we've said this so many times, but it just seems so obvious that they wanted you to root for Abby. Like they had a particular character in mind who they thought was the protagonist of this story, or who's the hero of this story, and which doesn't make any sense. Like, why are we playing as both characters then? If you wanted Abby to be the protagonist, then you should have made Abby the protagonist. So one of the things that I want to do for like that I would do for the story, that I would have rewritten it, and kind of already beginning to do that, is giving a prologue that kind of gives you that's kind of acts as an epilogue to The Last of Us 1, to give you kind of a little bit of closure. At first it seems kind of random. At first it seems out of place, but there's a reason why I put the prologue as Joel and Ellie kind of getting over that hurdle of what happened at the end of The Last of Us 1, where Joel lies to Ellie. But then for the entirety of the game, so like basically I'm modeling it after Metal Gear Solid 2, in that the rest of the game you just play as Abby. So you suddenly shift and you're playing as Abby, and then for the players at first it's gonna be a bit of a shock, just like in Metal Gear Solid 2, where it's like, what the fuck, why am I playing as Abby now? Why don't I play as Joel? Why don't I play as Ellie at the very least? Like, who the fuck is this random character? And like, I think we can actually like rip a lot of the story in this game already, where of what she does, doing the wolf missions, patrols and whatnot, and then finding and getting her life saved by Lev and Yara, then her learning about the scars and learning about how the wolves are actually, kind of cruel to the scars, and how the scars are also kind of crazy as well, and all of that can actually stay. And one of the things I want to kind of inject in there, though, is like I want to be able to inject Joel in there. One of the things I would one of the big things I would change is I would actually have Joel and Abby spend the entirety of the game together, but you play as Abby. And this is very, like, I didn't even realize this until right now, but this still kind of mirrors again what happens in Metal Gear Solid 2 as well, where you're playing as Raiden and then suddenly you meet Snake again. He doesn't call himself Snake, he calls himself something else, which also would be something that would happen here to answer a lot of the problem that everyone has, where Joel just gives his fucking name to Abby right in the beginning of the game, where he doesn't. He gives it, like, he gives a different game or a different name. So for me, I think this makes the twist so much better because you spend all of this time with this person who the player knows is Joel, but Abby, the character, doesn't know is Joel, and it creates this tension for the audience where you're like, will she find out? Is she gonna know what's gonna happen? Because you learn early on that Joel killed Abby's father. So right from the get-go, well, that's something that I would like to have the player know. So I want to create that tension right in the beginning. So then throughout the entire story, you see them grow a bond as well, because, Joel's the fucking dad. And he learns to also help out this other girl, because he just seems to, take on all the daughters. But then what would be really cool is that at the end, like towards the climax of the game, Abby finally finds out who Joel is, and that creates the that gives the player, so Abby finds out who Joel is, goes through a fucking breakdown, gets to a point where she can choose, so we can give the player the choice to whether she kills Joel or not. Like, wouldn't that be so much better if you were given the choice? And the way that I would see it is, like, again, I'm trying not to write this for me. I'm trying to write this for the direction that they want to take this story, the themes that they're trying to show in this story. So what I would say is that, like, if she chooses not to kill Joel, it's a shorter game. You get a nicer ending, but it kind of just ends. If you do decide to kill Joel, then you can get this special epilogue or the special extra chapter where you get to play as Ellie, and then fucking loop. You get the loop. You get your fucking cycles of hate, and then you hunt down Abby, and then you decide, do you kill Abby or not? And then if you do kill Abby, Lev is there, so then Lev goes, and it just shows the fucking cycle of hate. Wouldn't that? I don't know. What do I know? I don't know how to fucking write. I don't know. Anyways. I mean, like, yeah, the a better writing would just be to never buy this game and never experience it, because it's terrible. That would be the best story of all time. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Bamboozled. Well, let's see. There once wasn't Ellie. She was so bitchy that everyone died at the end. That's way better. Nice. But I mean, I'm gonna try writing out that outline in a little bit more detail. It won't be in too much detail. But if you guys are interested in reading that, that's something I want to do. After all, the whole purpose of this was twofold. One, I didn't want to unfairly judge this game without actually playing it first. I still experienced it. Thanks. Part of it was me playing Doom Eternal and Ninja Gaiden. I mean, like. But the start of this game was great. Hey man, I don't want to subject you to the pain and suffering that this game is. And you're always welcome to just rewatch it, because I'm gonna upload it later, so you can rewatch my suffering. Cause yeah, good stuff. Anyways, what was I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm fucking going crazy. I am crazy. I am done with this game. And Colin, I challenge you to a round virtual, and you're free, so hit me up. Oh shit, I totally missed you out. There, Fist of Fury. Have a great night. One of these days, yeah, we can play some Virtual Fighter, or we can play some Guilty Gear. I've been playing lots of Guilty Gear. Anywho, I'll just put a comment at a timestamp when I said something silly. That was me. I said, Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. One of these days, I might actually like just put in chat in because I have all this extra space on my screen now. I can actually put chat in my my stuff if I wanted to, but I'll figure that out some other time. Anywho, it's getting fucking hot. It is really warm in here. I don't know what else to say. This game sucks. This story sucks. The gameplay was okay. It was adequate. I mean, it didn't come into itself until I started playing Abby, and like for whatever reason, Abby shoots a little bit better than Ellie, and I think it's just her guns are better than Ellie's. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. I don't know. This game sucks. Anyways, I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my little quick outline. I'll try to finish up the outline. Let's see. I don't know. It feels like the choice that you pose to the players also has a bias too, to be honest, considering that no one would choose to kill him, though. Probably work on a happy ending a little more because there's more thought put into the cycle of hate ending. I mean, and that's kind of the point, though. I think that's actually far more interesting. I am not against the choice being biased at all, to be honest. The game is meant to have a message, and the message what the writer or the creator is trying to convey. The choice is there to kind of help facilitate that there is something, but at the end of the day, I mean, like with a lot of gameplay in general, actually, choice is always an illusion. There actually is very little choice in a lot of games. It's just the illusion of choice. It's just the feeling that you get thinking that you've made a choice that matters, when really a lot of times it doesn't actually matter. I mean, I could like put a little bit more to it, give it a little bit more, but I feel that if you ever play Persona 4, Persona 4 actually does something very similar where I actually haven't played Detroit Become Hero. I've only played Heavy Rain. And did I play their second one? What was their second one? Oh yeah, Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls had very little choice actually. Beyond Two Souls was pretty much just an interactive story, whereas Heavy Rain actually had more lasting choices in mind. I mean, you could, but the only issue with doing a full ending for the happy ending would just be that it mechanic or budget wise, it would be impossible to do that. Yeah, I'm bored, Soul. Budget wise, it would just be impossible to make two fully realized endings. I could add a little bit more where it adds a little where it can seem somewhat more fulfilling, but that's kind of the point, is that it's not very fulfilling, which leads the player to believe that that they should go back and check out what the quote unquote bad ending is. I'm not particularly happy, to be honest, doing this. However, that's I'm not trying to rewrite this to make me happy, and I'm not trying to rewrite this to make the audience happy. I am trying to rewrite this to better convey the themes that it is trying to convey. The themes that it's trying to convey is this theme of the cycle of hatred and the cycle of revenge. That is what it wants to tell. That is the story it wants to tell. And if I were, for example, the writer, but not the director. So Neil Druckmann is the director. He's the one who oversees what's going on. I don't really get a choice. I just have to do the best that I can to represent those ideas, and that's the point behind this rewrite. I'm not trying to change this to make everyone happy. I'm trying to change this to just be a better written story, so that it does what it sets out to do better. That's it. like if I had my way, I would actually just say fuck Joel. Like actually, honestly, no, I would just make this be another story about Joel and Ellie. Or if that doesn't work, because at the same time, actually, it doesn't work. I would actually no. You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't do that because I feel like Joel and Ellie's story ends at the end of The Last of Us 1. I don't think there's any more story to tell really. I would have just been fine starting a new going through a new perspective with new characters like with Abby and all of them, seeing the world from another set of characters, because that's what's interesting, is seeing the world, seeing how we've adapted with the infected, and how the infected have evolved as well. Anything my David Cage is just abysmal. Honestly, he might be the worst writer than. You know, you might have a point. You actually might have a point right there, Bamboozled. I don't. I remember playing the demo for Detroit. What is it called? There you go. Detroit Become Human, and I was bored. I was so bored. It lost me right there. I was just like, you know what? Nah, I don't think I want to play this game. I enjoyed Heavy Rain. I enjoyed Beyond Two Souls. Though Beyond Two Souls kind of got silly at the end. Heavy Rain also was really silly, but I thought that it was just the right amount of cheese. Detroit Become bored. No, you're right. No, you're totally right, man. I'm not a big Mr. Krabs using bad words. Oh, was Mr. Krabs in it? I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Okay. Um. Okay, okay. The detective old guy. Okay, okay, interesting. Actually, I don't even know who that is. I don't even know all the characters in Detroit. Not the android. Yeah, I don't know any of the characters, man. But okay, he's not the character that you played in the demo, basically, which is the only character I really know. I guess I know the maid droid as well as a character. But that's about it. Okay, okay. So there's an old guy that's the lead detective. His voice actor is my god, I can't read. I think I'm just done. I'm just shot. My brain is gone. Mr. Krabs was tired of getting caught stealing his own grandma's panties, so he finally broke down. Oh my god. Anywho, anywho, yeah, Punch is a human. You fucking cocksucker. Goddamn. What's in the extras? Is there anything worth? Concept art. That's it. Okay. Model. I can look at models because these characters are so pretty to look at. I think I'm gonna stop recording here.